Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy RomanAtWood Gamers, and welcome back to another video on the channel. So recently, something very funny happened at school. I got a little story for you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the story was, I'm not gonna give out any names because I don't want to give out any personal information. So I'll just call him, whatever, Jim. So Jim thinks he's RomanAtWood Games. He says he does all the editing for them. He says that he flies to Ohio and back every day to edit his videos. And he says that he's even in one video. So, Jim rides my bus, and this is how I found out. So one day we were just talking about, popularity and stuff, on YouTube, saying how he gained. So he says he has 1,000 subscribers. And then he's going to keep changing. He says he gets 100,000 subscribers a day. He says, as of now, he's got 1 million subscribers. He is RomanAtWood Games. And I'm just like, how could you be RomanAtWood Games? And he's like, well, I am. I do everything for them. I do the editing. I'm basically RomanAtWood Games. I said, you do none of that stuff. And he's like, well, bet. And I said, okay, bet, because I know you don't. But anyways, I'm going to start from the very beginning of this story of what actually, started this all. So I get out of 7th period. I go to my class. Well, not my class, my bus. Sorry about that. I go to my bus, and I get on. And then I see him, and he's on the bus, you figured he would be. And, he's quiet when he gets on the bus, says nothing. Talks to his friends, as I say in quotes. Air quotes, at least. Quote-unquote friends. And, he's just, gonna start talking crap. A couple minutes later, he starts yelling and stuff on the bus, and it gets really aggravating. So then about, 20, 25 minutes into the bus ride, we start talking about, YouTube and stuff, and then he cuts in, and he's like, oh, I have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, I guess. And he's like, how many do you have? And I say, well, I have 30. And he's like, ha, you suck at YouTube. I said, well, I just started a few months ago. And unlike you, my subscribers aren't fake. And then then we get into an argument and stuff. And then one of my friends, I'm not going to give her name out. Let's call her Kim. Oh, sorry about the sounds. But anyways, Kim starts talking about it. And she's like, well, it doesn't really matter because we know that your subscribers are fake. And he's like, shut up. And he's like, your mom. And he's talking about people's parents and stuff out of nowhere and stuff. And then he's like, your mom talked to me last night. And then she's like, well, my mom can't even talk, actually, because she's mute. And he's like, oh, so she's deaf. And she's like, no, she's not deaf. She just can't talk. He's like, right. So she's deaf. And she says, no, she just can't talk. And he's like, how do you communicate with her? And then he's like, Shut up, Mom. Oh my God. Give me a second. So then he's basically, sorry about that. Then he's basically like, just happened. And he's like, well, how do you even talk with her? And she's like, well, I learned sign language. She's like, huh, surprised you can learn sign language. And she's like, well, I've learned sign language since I was in 3rd grade, so I'm able to talk with her. And then he starts laughing at her and says, hi, your mom's mute and she can't talk. I'm like, dude, you're just messed up for that. He's like, shut up, I'm more popular than you. I'm like, how? And he's like, well, I'm RomanAtWood Games. And I'm like, you're not RomanAtWood Games. And he's like, yes, I am. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not. So what was really funny is that he kept egging it on. He's like, well, I get 100,000 subscribers a day. I get 10,000 subscribers a day. I was like, make your mind. He's like, well, I get 100,000 a day. I'm like, okay, sure. And he's like, yeah, I do. You want proof? I said, yeah. He said, good. Go look on the channel and you'll find me in one of the videos. And I said, okay. So, I look at the channel and I look through some of the videos and I don't see him in a single video. So then, I tell him and I'm like, you're in none of the videos the next day. I see him. He's like, no, yeah, I am. Just take a look at the newest video. And I look at the news video, and he's not in it, and he's like, well, yes, I am. They must have just edited me out or something. I said, you're just not a part of the channel. So, that was kind of a funny experience about, how we got, this kid thinking he's, a popular YouTuber and stuff. But, anyways, there's a little bit more to the story, but, I'll save that for another time. Probably not even going to mention it anymore, actually. But, yeah, just leave a comment on what you think about the situation. If you believe he's actually RomanAtWood Games. So, yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.